We are kicking it live here on Media Row in Las Vegas, Nevada. Countdown to Super Bowl 58 continues. And we've met a lot of legends. We've interviewed a lot of legends over the weekend. Here's another legend who's making a name for himself right now with the Sporting Tribune, taking over Las Vegas, California, the islands, Hawaii, the one and only Arash Markazi. Arash, it's always a pleasure, my man.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, listen, I always love having you on the show, but it's always cool catching up with you at these experiences.
Yeah.
How do you compare the Las Vegas Super Bowl experience so far to some of the others that we've been to?
It's fantastic because, I mean, this is a place where people want to be and they want to stay. And as you know, Gabe, people come into town, they do what they got to do, and then they leave. Or maybe they don't stay for the game. I got a feeling the majority of these people on Radio Row are going to try to find a way to stay here, go to a sports book, go to a party, go to a casino. And as we just touched on it, normally these things are held in a convention center, and we leave and there's maybe like a drugstore or a convenience store. We're walking into a casino, Gabe. I mean, we are in the heart of Las Vegas.
Temptation is strong, Arash, all right? Discipline.
Yes,
Discipline
right.
On and off the field.
That's right.
And it's exactly right, because once you're in these convention centers, you kind of forget where you are.
Yeah.
You get dialed in, you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, LA, Phoenix, whatever convention center you're in. But these other convention centers, when you leave, you're leaving into a parking lot. Here, when you leave, you're on the floor of Mandalay Bay, which is a great establishment.
Amazing.
And I'm seeing people like partying it up, Chief fans and Niner fans at 10 in the morning. I'm thinking, man, I'm envious of you guys. They're looking, like you said, too. The people who have, there's so many things to do.
Yeah.
You've got boxing matches, UFC, Power Slap, U2 at the Sphere.
Oh, yeah.
All these fans are just soaking everything up Super Bowl weekend. I know that Commissioner Goodell is very pleased with the way things have going so far. One good thing, too, last about this is the weather has sucked, right?
Yeah.
But if there's one city that it doesn't matter, everybody's inside anyways.
Inside. And that's the reason that the league loves Vegas so much, and they've said, and I've talked to multiple people, this is now part of that rotation. We've seen enough where it's Miami, it's Los Angeles, it's New Orleans, Tampa. Vegas is now part of that. We don't know when it's going to come back, Gabe, but I'd be shocked if we go 5-6 years and it's not back here. They like the footprint of basically convention center at Mandalay Bay, connected to Luxor, connected by the bridge to Allegiant Stadium. The Strip's connected.
And this is such a big operation now, not just the teams.
Yeah.
Not a lot of cities have the infrastructure and all the hotel rooms anymore.
Exactly. I mean, the number of hotel rooms, and again, it's all turnkey. When you come here, all the clubs and all the parties and all the events, it's not like you have to build a tent. Some of these cities you go to, they kind of have to build where they're going to have the party. All the nightclubs, all the restaurants, so it's fantastic.
So let me ask you about the Oakland Athletics situation, potentially coming to Las Vegas. I don't think just because of the mayor's comments the other day that the deal is done.
No.
And she backtracked a little bit and said, hopefully we can work things out. But with that being stated, there's a lack of enthusiasm across the board in the city with the business community, with the sports fans, but the problem is, and I'd love to see the team stay in Oakland.
Yeah.
They can't keep an In-N-Out burger in Oakland open right now.
And that's the problem.
And I don't say this because it hurts and it saddens me, but dude, like a Denny's, it's been there 54 years, just closed. The In-N-Out burger by the airport in Oakland just closed. They haven't had a police chief in a year.
Yeah.
It's too bad that this is where we're at right now, but what are you hearing?
My thought is the train has left the station. Like, I don't know if there's a pathway for them to stay, but I hope there is. That being said, Las Vegas does not want to take the Oakland Athletics from Oakland. They already didn't feel great about taking the Raiders from Oakland, but it's the National Football League, and they really did a great job of planting their flag here. John Fisher.
And Raider, let me just quickly say, as someone that knows, too, that's lived often in the same cities as you, like L.A. And Vegas, the Raiders are kind of a West Coast team.
Yeah.
Like, Raider fans are sort of used to it.
Exactly.
Well, no, we're in L.A., no, we're in Oakland, okay, now we're in Vegas. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But you're right, the enthusiasm. Put it this way, the only, Dodger fans are like, okay, move the team here. It'll be a fun weekend.
Exactly.
And the location doesn't make a lot of sense either.
Tropicana is the worst location. It's the resort corridor. Like, if you want to build a stadium a little bit off the strip, that's fine. But to have it right on that corner,
yeah, you can fit an
the worst
arena,
idea.
but not a stadium. There's a difference between an arena and a stadium.
Exactly. So my thought process is at some point this will get worked out. I've never seen the fan base here. They don't care. They don't want the Oakland Athletics. They don't want John Fisher. They don't want the best. That doesn't mean that they don't want Major League Baseball. They just don't want this situation.
So as far as the NBA is concerned, how long do you think it's going to be before the NBA is in Las Vegas?
I think it'll be right after the TV contract that will get done by 25. So I do think
Seattle and Las Vegas.
2026, 2027, you'll hear, and then we'll hear who's behind that group.
Well, you're pretty in touch. You have been over the years with the Los Angeles Lakers. Do you believe that LeBron James will be?
LeBron wants it. Gabe, he's been very specific. He hasn't said one day I'd like to own it.
He said in Las Vegas.
I want the Las Vegas NBA team. And so they've made no bones about it, made no secret about it. He wants that. And I do believe that the league thinks it's important for them to have a face of the franchise type of deal. So LeBron will be a part of that group, I believe.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
The statue this week.
Incredible.
It really crept up on us, didn't it?
I know. And
from the announcement. And I'm actually, you're here right now.
Yeah.
You're swamped. You're doing your thing Super Bowl week. But you were close to Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, and it's surreal that it's happening. I mean, Gabe, it was 4 years ago I landed in Miami to cover the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs, and it was just a surreal blur that weekend and that week covering that game, knowing what was happening back home in Los Angeles. And so on Thursday night, I'm going to be in front of the TV watching the unveiling of the statue. Saddened again that Kobe's not there. Like every statue we've seen, the player has been there. Shaq got to see it, Magic, Kareem, you go down the list. For Kobe not to be there is just so sad, but what a beautiful moment that all these fans forever can celebrate him.
I tell you what do you think over under selfies they're going to be taken in front of that statue, Arash?
Millions, and from around the world, Gabe. I mean, just
people are going to go and say, all right, but Kobe is there.
That'll be the thing you do.
To me, I got goosebumps now. There's only a few arenas and stadiums where you're sort of like, whoa.
Yeah.
The Bell Center in Montreal is like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a statue of Maurice Richard, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Sort of like that Yankee Stadium feel.
Yeah.
Even though it's a new arena, the statues make the staples of the crypt. You know what I mean? Because I know it's not the Forum.
No.
And it doesn't have the same tradition. But that row of statues with Chick Hearn and De La Hoya and Kareem and everyone, it really is.
It's
super cool.
Like when you go to Chicago, the Jumpman statue, the Michael Jordan statue, Kobe, all of his great moments happened there. I mean, it really was the Staples Center, and I'll always call it that. All of his championships were won there. So now fans can go back there, take a selfie in front of that statue. What a beautiful moment it's going to be.
I call it the crypt now.
I know, that's fine.
Just the crypt. What's wrong with the LA Kings?
I was so excited about the way that they began the season, all those wins on the road. I'm thinking that this could be the season.
Yeah, they're road warriors, and man, the NHL season though. Look at the Edmonton Oilers; they couldn't win, then they won 16 games in a row, and then of course Vegas beat them. All right, we've only got a couple of minutes left here with you. As far as the big game is concerned, how do you think this plays out, man? San Francisco or Kansas City? Who do you like?
I like the Chiefs. I get why San Francisco is favored. They've been the better team all year. But when I'm watching the Chiefs this year, they seem like a team that's waiting for the playoffs to come around. When you've done what they've done during this period of time, they're just waiting for the playoffs to come around. And everyone said they've never won a road playoff game. They went to Buffalo and won. They went to Baltimore and won. And I just think that they're comfortable in the spot. I like the Chiefs. Close, field goal late. I do like it to be a high-scoring game.
So you think it goes over to 47.5?
I do.
Like 27-24 is the score
like
that we've been talking about.
Exactly. But I do like the Chiefs in this one.
I love Arash. Patrick Mahomes had a line earlier in the playoffs when they said he's never played a road playoff game before.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't know if you guys realize, he goes, we did play the Super Bowl in Tampa against the Buccaneers. He goes, it was kind of a road playoff game, but he goes, we lost that game, so I didn't want to bring that up to you.
Exactly, yeah.
Hey, Arash, it's
Thank
always
you,
a pleasure, man.
thank you.
Continued success
Thank you.
with the website. We're going to show some love to the Hawaii Warriors. Jeff Reinbold, defensive line
the
coach.
best.
He's going to join us later in the week right here from Media Row in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're kicking it. And don't forget, we're at MGM Sportsbook from 5 to 7. We got the stage set up. Come down, have some drinks, play some bets over at the MGM Grand, 5 to 7 Eastern.